Hello, BookTube. It is Tuesday, and I'm here with a tag for Tag Tuesday. This one's called the Frustrating Book Tag. I don't know who's done it or who originated or anything like that. Excuse me, because this was the questions were emailed to me, and somebody said they found it on I think a blog. But anyway, I thought I'd do it because there's some interesting questions. Some similar ones have gone through, but I don't remember seeing this tag at all. There are 10 questions. First question is: name a book you predicted would be 5 stars but wasn't. And I've showed this many times, but it's a good whipping boy for me. Um, Shadowplay by Joseph O'Connor. It was done in 2019, I think. It's set in sort of late Victorian London. It's with Bram Stoker, Henry Irving, and Ellen Terry and the Lyceum Theatre. So I had a lot going for it there, but it didn't work out for me. And number two, what book had a great beginning but an ending that left you down? Well, again, same book. There were some really good parts at the beginning. I had really, really good thoughts about it because there was some, if you even throughout, there's little bits, little choice bits, but that's it. But there weren't enough to salvage the book at all for me. It was hugely popular. Don't know why I'm keeping it, but because it sort of goes with my Dracula sort of books, I might have to jettison it because I will be starting to need to call and make room for things. But for the moment, it'll stay. It's a good a good prop for books that I didn't like. Uh, do you have a book with a pretty cover but an ugly spine? Well, there's many. Funny, yeah. Here we go. Here's sort of examples. Not so much great cover, but it's this type of thing. It's the vintage. This is All Quiet on the Western Front. Uh, Colorized. I don't like colorized anyway. But they a lot of times have really nice covers, and then this god awful red spine. I don't know. Vintage. What are you doing? But people seem to like them, but I just don't like it at all. It's very ugly to me. Doesn't work. Um, Number four. Do you have a book series that doesn't match? Maybe some are paperback and some are hardcover, or maybe the cover designs have changed halfway through the series. Does it bother you? I do. I have had in the past many of these, and it's a variety of things of where I got the books, when I got them, that type of thing. Um, but I do have a set here now. It's a set of poetry. Um, is it by Steve? Is it Stephen Moore? I think it is. Is it him? It's the guy who's done the sort of biography of the novel, but he did a series. I think it's four of English poetry, and I think three are in hardcover, and the last one I think was only put out in paperback, and that's all I could get, and it's not a great condition paperback either, but it was extremely, extremely cheap. So, well, they sent it to me as supposed to be new, but then and it was only like I think £8. And then the seller, to be honest, they were honest. They were saying, "Oh, there is," and they showed me the damage to it. But they said, "But you can have it for the cost of postage, basically." And I said, "Okay," because I checked around and I couldn't get anything else, even approaching that. So um, it'll be a placeholder until I can get either a better paperback copy or find that there was a hardcover. Um, and it does, yeah, it does bother me because, especially the way it's that it was, put out. It's like they put out all hardcovers, and then the last one they put out paperback. I understand, financial wise, but it just, yeah, it's cheap when they do that. Number five, is there a book from your youth that you can remember parts of, but cannot remember the name or find anywhere? There's many. There's many that I have sort of scenes of, or little bits that I can't remember what the book is, and I do that with. And there's many films as well that I have some scenes that I sort of, I don't know where they're from, and occasionally I do find them. Like recently, well, Criterion here in UK put out. Oh, I just did it on the weekend. The Uninvited, with Ray Milland and Ruth Hussey. Fabulous 1944 film, I think it was 44. Um, and it's a ghost film. You can, if you look back on Saturday, you'll see my book to film video. But if you're interested, um, but yeah, like there was a few scenes that I had of sort of like a horror ghost film, especially the scenes of the ghost coalescing, and I didn't know where that was from. But when I saw that, I go, "Oh, that sounds familiar." And then I read it with like, "Oh, I remember that." And then all of a sudden, it all came back to me. So that does happen occasionally, where I pick up a book as well, and I see that. So yeah, there are some that has happened. Um, Number 7, have you ever recommended a book you love to someone and they started telling you everything they don't like about it? Does it bother you? In other words, do your feelings get hurt when someone doesn't love one of your favorite books? Well, I wouldn't say it's love a book, but the one that comes to mind, um, it was a book that I really enjoyed. Um, and it bothered me, but not in that sense that it hurt my feelings. I'll explain the story. It was The Book Thief. Uh, Mark, I forget his name now, Australian writer, but anyway, um, and it's I'm sure everybody knows, because there's either people hate it or love it. I don't know if I love it. I just thought it was really good. I thought it was well written. It was fun. And it was easy read, and I enjoyed it. In other words, so when I was working somewhere, and there was a nurse that was working with me, and she saw me reading that, and she goes, "Oh, she's heard that it's good," and this, and because it was a paperback, and I had all because I was I'd finished reading it, and I bought the hardcover, so I said, "Well, here, take the paperback. It's yours. Have it." And she read it, and she couldn't understand it. It's set during the Second World War, and there's a little Jewish girl that she steals some books, and so it's so called the book thief. And there's death as the character that sort of follows her through sort of life, and then takes her at the end. Oh, I guess I just did a spoiler there, but anyway, um, and she couldn't understand. She couldn't understand why the girl was hiding in a cold, wet, damp basement in the dark when German soldiers came and so forth. And I said, "Well, yeah, Germany, Second World War, Nazis. She was Jewish, and she's looking at me blank. She didn't have a clue what I was talking about, and she was in her 40s, I think, and it just shocked me, and she just couldn't understand, well, why is death in there? And it was like that, like I say, it didn't make me, it made me feel bad for her that she didn't understand it. But anyway, that's the one that comes to mind. I couldn't understand it. And it's like when people, there's, not everybody knows everything, but I think it's in the cultural sort of psyche, the Second World War and the the Holocaust. It's, if you don't know it, I don't know what rock you've been living under, basically. And can I join you? Number 8. What is your worst experience loaning a book to someone? Well, I don't really loan books. I will give people. Here's Edgar, who attempted to borrow a book one time. Question number 9. Show me some of your impulse buys that you've never read. You know the ones you bought at midnight while online shopping, or when you were walking through a bookstore, and the magic of all the books made you grab a few too many, and we can't forget all those books at such a good price, and somehow made it into your shopping bags. Well, there's ones that I don't know if I'll read or not, but I do occasion, or I used to, if I saw on Amazon something that was a huge price and it was of a subject that I was interested in, or that I knew was an expensive book, and I was I have to be interested in it really, and I've done that. I've got a few. I can look at one. I've got one. Um, Oh, I've got a couple anyway. I've got several. And again, like with all those free books that I got, there was a lot. I just said, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Take it. Not quite fully interested or stuff that I probably won't read, but I'm hoping that I can take this stuff to a bookshop and either get cash for it or trade for something that I do want. That's sort of the thought behind it if it's cheap enough. Number 10, just to make you hate me a little more, how many unread books are on your shelves? Lots. Let's just leave it at that. Well, I would say, um, yeah, lots. I would say a few thousand that I haven't read, and there's some that I won't read. Like these here. These are the National Dictionary of National Biography, 60 volumes. I'm not going to read those from cover to cover. I only read, when I need to look something up, or occasionally I will just sort of flip through a volume and read about somebody, and just sort of go, yeah. So yeah, so there's my frustrating book tag for Tag Tuesday. And I have no idea how long this has been out there. I have no idea who's done it, or who done it. Um, but if you want to, please do, and you might be able to find the question somewhere. I'm sorry, I can't sort of do any pasting and stuff on my thing on my phone because my laptop's not working. And just when you go to ask somebody or want to ask me to borrow a book, just remember Edgar. Have a good day, BookTube, and I will see you later in the week or Saturday. Thank you.